Hi, I'm Sheree DeVille. As you may know, your elected officials have required us to verify your age before granting you access to our website. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform is not the most effective solution for protecting our users, and in fact, will put children and your privacy at risk. In addition, mandating age verification without proper enforcement gives platforms the opportunity to choose whether or not to comply. As we've seen in other states, this just drives traffic to sites with far fewer safety measures in place. Very few sites are able to compare to the robust trust and safety measures we currently have in place. In order to protect children and user privacy, any legislation must be enforced against all platforms offering adult content. The safety of our users is one of our biggest concerns. However, the best and most effective solution for protecting children and adults alike is to identify users by their device and allow access to age-restricted materials and websites based on that identification. Until a real solution is offered, we've made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in your region. Please contact your representatives and demand device-based verification solutions that make the internet safer while also respecting your privacy.
Well, the war on censorship, the war on porn, the war on anime, actually overall, the war on the internet itself has taken the next step level. Companies are beginning to fight back as far as they're taking things to court. We have a report coming very soon on the FSC's challenge of Utah's and several other states' laws against pornography. And and I keep saying this, God damn it, I keep saying this. People they treat porn as it was something vile and disgusting on that. And yes, there are things that are just really vile on that. So is a lot of other things. So is a lot of other pieces of entertainment. And that's what I call porn. Art and entertainment. Because they said, oh, they have disgusting things. And so does a horror film. How much blood in a horror film that you have? The most disgusting that you could think of on there. And there are out there. There are those type of films out there. So what's the difference between that and pornography? Just because it has sex in it? Are you going to go after the R-rated stuff like Red Shoe Diaries and many other films, the classic Fanny Hill, because it has sex in it? This is all driven by those who are just on the new Puritans, the religious radicals on the Christian and Mormon side of the platforms. And then still, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state. And we're not seeing this in our government. These are one of many issues that we have. This is why I no longer am on the Democratic Party or the Republican Party at this point. For this reason. Because they have to get their act together before it's too late. We're seeing other countries starting to completely shut down websites, the IP addresses, starting to fine them. Product that normally is bought by people for their own personal use has been not allowed in that country. Places like Australia and Russia, and we're seeing what's going on in France on there when the French courts are going to decide in June whether to shut down access to most of the adult porn sites, which will not only include porn, it will include companies like Reddit and Twitter as well. But in Utah, there's been a major push to shut down PornHub. And with its new laws that they just put into place on there as far as the IP listings and stuff like that, age verification, PornHub has decided to disable their access from just the state of Utah. How about that? Before we read into this, I just once again want to thank those of you who have subscribed, like, share this video. We are at the 700 level. We should be hit by now by the time of this recording. If not, we're about one short, or we're one over on there, because it constantly changes. But I just want to thank you for those of you who have subscribed. Welcome aboard. And for those of you who haven't yet, hopefully today is the day that I have earned your subscription. So from XBiz, PornHub disables access from Utah in response to the anti-porn law. PornHub today disabled access to its platform from all Utah IP addresses in response to the state's latest anti-porn law, which goes into effect just recently. In fact, just this past Wednesday. SB 287, one of several anti-porn measures promoted by Utah by the Republican Party, which controls all branches of the state government. Now, understand, those in the Republican Party, most of them are either Christian or Mormon, mostly Mormon because it's Utah. Yes, you have the Mormon religion trying to push their policies in government. Is similar to the Louisiana age verification bill that went into effect Jan 1. The LDS Church, a powerful force in Utah, state with a documented history of little separation between church, state, law, businesses, and education, considers all pornography to be a ploy by the adversary.
Who could trick us into doing that? Could have been Satan.
Specifically created to destroy Mormon families by tempting males head of households. Isn't the Mormon, and I said this once, isn't the Mormon religion, and I know that Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has denounced it, but don't they believe in polygamy? Tell me in the comments. In addition to cutting off access to its content for Utah-based IP addresses, PornHub responded to the SB 287 by replacing its landing page for those addresses with an SFW video, which Sherry DeVille explains the reason for the content restriction. As you might know, your elected officials have required us to verify your age before allowing your access to our website, DeVille tells Utah viewers. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform is not the most effective solution for protecting our users, and in fact will put children and your privacy at risk. DeVille then notes the selective enforcement of age verification just drives traffic to sites with far fewer safety measures in place, touts PornHub robust trust and safety measures, and concludes with a pitch for a more practical approach. The best and most effective solution for protecting children and adults alike is to identify the users by their device and allow the access to age-restricted materials and website based on that identification, she explains. Until a real solution is offered, we have made a difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in your region. The video ends with a call to action as DeVille asks Utah citizens to contact their representatives and demand device-based verification solutions that make the internet safer while also respecting your privacy. As Xpix reported, the Mormon Church has resisted scientific and evidence-based approaches to discussing adult material online, staunchly promoting its view that porn is Satan's weapon, a stance that has led to an obsession with porn filters. Utah has often led other states in implementing unscientific anti-porn legislation and actively supports the ostensibly non-religious crusading organizations fight the new drug. See, and this is what's putting us back. I tell you, this is pushing us back to the old days. What's next? They're going to decline that the world is not round anymore, and some of our sciences and stuff like that. This is what happens when religious radicals interject their politics in where it's supposed to be a separation of church and state. Remember, when you have somebody running for office, learn who they are, who they represent. Are they representing all of you, the voters, or are they only representing themselves and radical groups like this that's going on in Utah? Because I don't blame the whole Mormon religion. They have their part in our country, like every other religion. But there are those. There are those in the Christian. There are those, there are those in the Mormon religion. There are those in every other religion that have a radical group that want to enforce the old days. They think that this is the days when we're still in the deserts and we're able to what was that line? How can I sell my daughter into slavery or something like that? That was on.
I wanted to ask you a couple of questions while I had you here. I'm interested in selling my youngest daughter into slavery as sanctioned in Exodus 21:7. She's a Georgetown sophomore, speaks fluent Italian, always cleared the table when it was her turn. What would a good price for her be?
That show that Martin Sheen was president of the United States. Because that's the thought process that they have. Oh, get rid of this, get rid of that, and then the world will be saved. You'll have to believe in us. But see, the thing about it is, this is what happens. And go ahead and look at the Iraq War. What was going on during the Iraq War and most of the others in the Mideast. What was happening with ISIS and all these other groups, Al-Qaeda and all that? What did they do to the museums? They ripped apart everything. They tore apart history. Guess what's happening now in this country? They're tearing down Civil War memorials. They've torn down stuff from Lincoln, Washington, Columbus, because there are those who feel that, they were racist, they were slave owners and stuff like that, not knowing the history. I've already had a report out on the Fast Five that there's been a declining education standards for history lately and civics, that more and more kids are not learning history properly. And this is what happens. It's not only the porn. They're not going after the porn. They want to censor the internet, control what you are watching. They're going to go after the anime. They're going to go after the manga. They're going to go after the R-rated movies, the action films, stuff that you enjoy. When will you all speak up? When they hit something that you like the best? Trust me, they're going to go after everything. This is not the only thing. It's not going to stop here. This is what's happening. We've seen changes in the Vatican overseas on there. We have a pope that's in there that basically is against a lot of the stuff that what the original church used to be, and pushing agendas that is going to change the face of religion. We can't. Our ancestors came here to escape persecution of religion when they lived in England. This is the reason why they came here. And yet people still don't understand, what it is to be an American here. The freedoms that we have and we're beginning to lose. This is a danger. Utah is becoming a dangerous place. I would not recommend going there, especially when you have government that is acting like this. Maybe in time, when people like this that are here are voted out, that you may return back there to vacation, to visit, situations like that. But the thing about it is, when you have them just wanting to shut things down because they disagree with it. How many, the one thing they tell you, they throw these numbers up at you. They're saying, it's bending the minds of our Mormon men. Bending it to what? Again, this is and a form of art and entertainment. And I bring this up every time. Remember that Simpsons episode with Itchy and Scratchy? And when they got rid of Itchy and Scratchy, what did they go after next? They went after the art. They went after Michael. They wanted to protest against Michael. And Marge was sitting there and says, "What's wrong with Michael? What's wrong with it? You know, just because he's a statue naked up there?" So comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.